Joining us from Washington is Yemeni political analyst Samaa Al-Hamdani. She is a fellow with the Sana'a Center for Strategic Studies. Samaa, very good to see you. Good to have you with us as always. I know you still have family in Yemen, so you can't have been too surprised by this report. How bad are things in Yemen, and are they getting worse?
I mean, that report said it all. The statistics are horrifying. And we really have to salute the aid workers that are daring to go into Yemen now and are trying to help the people. The biggest problem, I think, is also the lack of electricity and lack of humanitarian aid reaching people in conflict areas. It's turning ugly every day. And on top of the humanitarian situation, Yemen is now facing a huge divide, culturally speaking, because this war is turning into a regional civil war, meaning that people from the north are turning against people in the south. The people in the south are turning against people in the north. And then there are more divisions, more than the north-south divide.
Right.
And it's turning into a racist battle. And so society now is fragmenting and dividing from within. And Yemen's government continues to be in Riyadh.
Right. Let's talk about some of what you just said, because if anything, the war does seem to be intensifying. The forces allied with the government that is in exile in Saudi Arabia have seemed to be gaining against the Houthi rebels. Do you think the tide is turning so that the government can return at least to set up itself in southern Yemen?
I mean, we hope that the government returns. Unfortunately, though, they don't have any presence on the ground. They've sent a few ministers to the city of Aden. However, it seems that they don't have any ministries or employees to operate underneath them. So there's no infrastructure for the government to operate from. There have been some new appointments. For example, the United States was just appointed a new Yemeni ambassador who just arrived a few weeks ago. And so it seems to be that the government is operating better abroad than inside Yemen. On the ground, though, Operation Golden Arrow that liberated the city of Aden revealed that the Houthi forces are getting extremely weaker. However, this is not although the Houthis are retracting out of the south, they keep on launching attacks and they're not backing down. The only way out of the situation is really to reach a peace settlement that everybody can agree on.
Right, but the problem with the peace settlement...
Other than that, I think it will turn really ugly.
The problem with the peace settlement is that, the government in its fight against the Houthis is informally allied with ISIL and Al-Qaeda, who are fighting the Houthis as well, and also with the Hirak movement, which wants to separate South Yemen from North Yemen as it used to be in the past. So there's total chaos there. And are these groups like Al-Qaeda and the Arabian Peninsula and ISIL being allowed to get stronger by the chaos?
They are getting stronger. For example, in the governorate of Hadramaut, they took complete control of the area there. That's Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. ISIS, prior to this war, did not really operate in Yemen, and they have emerged in Yemen. When this war started, it was the perfect ground for them to operate. When we talk about Yemen, when we talk about anti-Houthi forces, we're really talking about different types of militias or local resistance forces that are fighting against the Houthi presence. In some places, some elements of Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula and ISIS have participated in fighting the Houthis off. The most intense battle, though, that just took place was in the city of Taiz, where predominantly a Muslim Brotherhood militia was able to kick the Houthis out. However, the day following that, there were some incidents of slaughtering Houthi people. That was new to Yemen. We've never seen images coming out of Yemen like that before. And right now, the north of Yemen seems to be surrounded in the sense that Al-Hudaydah port, where commercial goods used to come in, was recently destroyed by the Saudi-led coalition. So you have a country that is witnessing a civil war in different governorates. And then on top of that, you have airstrikes coming in. And Hadi's government does not seem to be backing down from the demand that the Houthis return to their location and to implement United Nations resolution number 2216.
So a lot of suffering inside Yemen, and of course it poses danger for the West, given some of the groups that have gotten stronger there. Samaa Al-Hamdani, always good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.